Good evening. Kimberley is filling in for Austin this weekend. We begin with the Aberdeen Pavilion, getting ready for a facelift in the coming months. The building will be closed for up to 2 years during renovations, and that means events taking place inside the National Historic Site will need to find new spaces. CTV's Kimberley Johnson reports.
As the Aberdeen Pavilion gears up to temporarily shut its doors, Jesse Lockyer says it will be sad when it does.
It's a beautiful space that, people can enjoy, and it's the perfect atmosphere for this event.
The vendor has been selling his vintage items under the dome of the historic building for 2 years during 613 Flea.
I think we're all going to have a little tears in our eyes, but hopefully it'll come back a little stronger.
The long-term upgrades are set to start in the spring and expected to last until 2028. That means 613 Flea will need to temporarily find a new home.
We've been told at this point that we can move to the horticulture building, but that's only about 40% of the size of this building.
The event's market manager says the options are being reviewed, but moving to a new space will be a challenge. Up to 150 vendors and more than 5,000 visitors attend the bi-weekly event.
We've got some fabulous artisans here, people in the circular community that do vintage clothing and antiques, and fabulous food vendors, and we'd really like to, be able to continue to run it, in its present form.
City officials say there's no official price tag for the project yet, and a search for the contractor to perform the work is underway. The current restoration includes a new roof, work on the wood heritage windows and doors, and a new concrete floor, just to name a few.
The reality is that this is the only exhibition space that's still in existence like this since the 19th century. So it's important that we protect this wonderful heritage building, a real jewel in our city.
Vendors say they understand the work needs to be done and hopes a space can be found.
I mean, we love as artists to sell with the vintage sellers, and I hope that it can still be mixed like that, but I think we probably won't be all selling at the same time. There's not too many venues that size around us.
Kimberley Johnson, CTV News.
It's the final weekend of Winterlude, and many are making the most of it before the ice sculptures melt and the slides go quiet. From skating to snow tubing, there's still plenty of fun activities to do throughout this long weekend. CTV's Josh Morano has more.
For Sergio Gentile, the drive from Montreal was worth it to share a special milestone with his family.
It's my wife's birthday, and we figured a nice getaway to go to Ottawa and skate with the kids on the canal and take part in Winterlude.
It's their first time at Snowflake Kingdom, one of Winterlude's largest draws for tourists.
Beautiful, a lot of stuff, free coffee, free hot chocolate, a lot of stuff for the kids to do. Amazing, nothing to complain about. Weather's amazing.
With the milder temperatures and lots of sunshine, the Gentiles and other families say they couldn't have picked a better time to enjoy Winterlude's final weekend.
We have had the best time. Perfect weather. The snow slides here are excellent. Everything is so much fun.
Literally the best day we could have picked to come to Winterlude. It's mild, there's tons of families, lots to do. It's great.
While it's the festival's last hurrah of the season, organizers are still expecting a big turnout.
This year is a huge success, and we're super, super proud of what it is that we've been able to offer the local residents in Ottawa and Gatineau, but we also know that there's lots of tourists that come and participate and enjoy Winterlude year after year.
Whether it's sliding down the mountain at Snowflake Kingdom, a trip to see the ice sculptures at Confederation Park, or a trek down the skateway, according to organizers, there's still lots for visitors to enjoy.
This weekend, we also have Igloo Fest that's happening over at Zibby, and that's where you can really get into the groove with the electronic dance music. I'm hearing that they have a couple of sold-out evenings, but you can still check and see if they have some tickets available.
And for Gentile, perhaps a new family tradition.
I would. Definitely will come back, sure.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
And here's a look at the Rideau Canal tonight. It was a beautiful night to get out for a Valentine's Day skate. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's -7 degrees outside right now. Now, taking a look at our weather, we can see overnight we do have clear conditions. And Sunday, it will be cold, but it's going to be a beautiful day to get outside because there will be tons of sun for the last weekend of Winterlude, and we do have a chance of some flurries or possible rain showers on Monday. Now, taking a look at our next 24 hours, tomorrow by noon, it will be warming up to -7, but when we do wake up tomorrow, A low of minus 24 degrees with that wind chill, but by 4 p.m., warming up to a high of minus 6. And taking a look at our satellite and radar, we can see right across the province it is pretty clear tonight. Good driving conditions. Tonight's low in Ottawa getting down to minus 17, but even colder with that wind chill. Well, it's a swift move following a horrific incident that the community is still coming to terms with. The Ottawa Carleton District School Board is now suspending all school-organized ski trips involving chairlifts. The move comes after a 13-year-old girl suffered serious injuries following an incident this week at Centre-Vorlage in Western Quebec. On February 11th, the student was on a school trip at the ski hill near Wakefield, Quebec, when her clothing got caught on a ski lift as she tried to get off the chairlift. Investigators say the clothing was caught into the chair, and at one point she was hanging from the chairlift. First responders and 2 doctors performed CPR on the girl, and she was transported to a hospital in Wakefield, then to CHEO in Ottawa. As the incident is still under investigation, Centre-Vorlage will remain closed on Sunday. An estimated 350,000 people took to the streets in Toronto today in solidarity with the anti-government protests in Iran. The demonstration was part of a global day of action with rallies held around the world calling for a regime change in the Islamic Republic. In Toronto, there were several road closures to accommodate the large rally, which lasted throughout the afternoon.
They have to know that we are behind them, we are here, and we send their voice to the world for the freedom, for the liberty.
And thousands also marched through downtown Montreal as part of the Global Day of Action. The group marched along St. Catherine Street calling for emergency support and freedom in their homeland. Ottawa firefighters treated a dog for smoke inhalation following a house fire in Manotick on Friday. Fire crews responded to a single-family home on Manotick Main Street just after 3:10 yesterday afternoon. Ottawa Fire Services posted this photo to social media, saying firefighters used an animal oxygen kit to treat the dog immediately after arriving on scene. Paramedics were also on the scene to assess the homeowner. The fire was under control just after 4 p.m., and after the successful treatment, the dog was returned to its owner. Well, it's Valentine's Day, February 14th, and every year this day celebrates love, appreciation, and affection. And events are taking place all across Ottawa to mark the occasion. CTV's Camille Wilson reports.
Heart-shaped pizzas are on the menu for these couples.
My friends coming over for the weekend and also having a double date.
Vittoria Lenzani and Kevin Manotick are on a road trip from Montreal celebrating Valentine's Day with double the love at the Grand Pizzeria in Westboro.
It's really, we're having lunch with friends.
We saw this cute place and we said, why not?
With rose petals on the table, a flower jar, and chocolate, the gondolas provide an intimate setting for couples enjoying scenic views overlooking the Ottawa River.
Saturday is one of our busier days, so it's our first Valentine's Day, so we're booked up, so we can't be happier about that.
He basically said, I definitely would do that, so I booked it pretty much right away, and here we are, and enjoying every minute of it.
But for those celebrating Galentine's Day, a $1 breakfast date at IKEA.
We came for Galentine's Day. Actually, my mother-in-law invited us, and then we said yes, obviously, because who can refuse $1 breakfast?
I saw it on the news, the $1 breakfast, and so I thought, why not go? We got 4 instead of 3.
Pancakes, eggs, and hash browns made with love, with proceeds going to the Breakfast Club of Canada.
We really want to encourage accessibility for the many. So this is something that we think is great for the community, great for our customers.
Others shared the love with family in the Byward Market.
We saw the free activities on Facebook at the market, and we decorated some snow. We watched them carve the wood sculptures.
Yeah.
Now we're taking the wagon.
Party on.
And for some of these lovebirds, they've got a day filled.
We're going touring, I think. We're going to do a little bit of driving and sightseeing, and so taking the beautiful weather and the scenery and get around Ottawa. We're going to go skating.
Yeah, maybe some skating on the canal.
Coming up, couples, friends, and families celebrated the Day of Love in Ottawa tonight. We check in on the ambiance in the nation's capital. February is Heart Month, and supporters of the University of Ottawa Heart Institute are helping light the Capitol red tonight. Bell Salon on Richmond Road is supporting the Heart Institute because healthy hearts matter just as much as feeling good. And Aurelia's Fine Oils and Balsamic Vinegars on Wellington West says they're supporting the Heart Institute because as a local Ottawa business, it is committed to offering higher quality, authentic olive oils that provide real health benefits and help our community care for their hearts. Well, time now for another look at our weather. Look at that beautiful shot tonight at Winterlude. It is the last weekend to take in the festivities, and I was there last night. It was beautiful to check it out. So here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's -7 degrees right now. Now, taking a look at our weather on our satellite and radar, you can see it's going to be pretty clear overnight right across the province and into Quebec. Tonight's low in Ottawa, -17, feeling even colder, -24 with that wind chill, and pretty consistent right across the board, -17 in Cornwall, -13 in Brockville. Looking over to Quebec, -14 in Montreal, even colder in Mont Tremblant, -20. Now, tomorrow's high only getting up to a high of about -6 in Ottawa, but when we wake up, it will be cold, -24 with that wind chill, getting up to a high of -5 in Cornwall and -2 in Brockville. Now looking over to Quebec, -5 as a high in Montreal, -5 in Gatineau. Now here's a look at our 7-day forecast. You can see we are going to be seeing a huge temperature swing. So I think tomorrow is going to be the day to get outside, enjoy those beautiful winter conditions, get out on the canal and Winterlude, because look at that, by midweek, getting up to a high of 6. Couples, friends, and families celebrated the Day of Love in Ottawa tonight. Restaurants and bars were full for Valentine's Day. It was a cozy ambiance at Riviera on Spark Street, where people enjoyed a cocktail or some food. And skaters were also out on the canal, some even putting a headlamp on to enjoy the scenery and take in the sights and sounds of Winterlude. Now, it is a long weekend, so here's a reminder of what will be open and closed in Ottawa on Family Day on Monday. The Winterlude Snow Bus will be running for free, operating between Winterlude sites in Ottawa and Gatineau. Most museums will also be open on Monday. Rideau Centre and Tanger outlets will be open. All other malls will be closed. Some grocery stores will be open. LCBO and beer store locations will be closed. And there will be no garbage or recycling collection on Monday. It will be delayed by a day next week. The Ottawa 67s were back on the ice this afternoon, facing off with the Kitchener Rangers.
Here's Edwards. Edwards with it. Comes back near point for Campbell. His wrister, Fedorov makes the save. They score!
And a heartbreaker on Valentine's Day for the Barber Poles, dropping to the Rangers at TD Place Arena by a score of 2-0. Both of the Ranger goals coming late in the third period. The 67s are back on the ice on Monday for a Family Day matinee to face the Barrie Colts. Puck drop is set for 3 o'clock. The Ottawa Black Bears enjoying a win tonight as the team faced the Rochester Nighthawks on the road.
Looking, still with it, driving, shooting, he scores!
That's the game-winning goal as the Pro Lacrosse team enjoyed a comeback win with a final score of 10-8. The Black Bears are back on the field Saturday, February 28th to play the Oshawa Firewolves at home at 7 p.m.
You know, Valentine's and Mother's Day and all these heavier dates are very important for our business.
After the break, with rising cost of living, many are still making room for love in their budgets for Valentine's Day. Flower and chocolate shops are seeing an influx of customers as lovers do their last-minute Valentine's Day shopping. And even with the rising cost of living, many are still making room in the budget for that special someone. CTV's Tyler Barrow reports.
Love is in the air for McHaley Paperny and his girlfriend Cam. The two started dating in December, and they plan to enjoy Valentine's Day.
We're going to go to Banff. We're going to go probably skating at Lake Louise.
chocolate will also be part of their day. And here at Kochu Chocolatier, it is preparing for its busiest Valentine's. People are head over heels for their sweets as sales will triple a normal weekend.
People were purchasing Valentine's items mid to late January. They started to go.
Wild Orchid expects to complete upwards of 300 orders for this special day, orders ranging in price from $30 to a few hundred.
You know, Valentine's and Mother's Day and all these heavier dates are very important for our business.
Valentine's week orders will be over 4 times an average week for the store, and those numbers fairly in line with the province. According to Moneris data, Alberta Florists saw an over 500% increase in total spending over the previous week in 2025, as restaurant spending was up 35%, while total Valentine's Day spending increased by 53%. That increase above the national average of 46%.
Albertans love Valentine's Day. There's no question as an event goes, it gets people out shopping.
Last year's Valentine's Day fell on a Friday, helping boost spending. And this year, it's on a Saturday, which McCormick expects people again will spend on the experience, even with many facing economic challenges.
If Valentine's Day falls under the category of an experience, and let's be honest, it is an experience. It's the experience of spending time with your loved one.
Which some are keen on.
Spend a bit of money there, and I don't know, it's kind of nice just to show some love.
Others are giving in.
Quite frankly, I feel pressured by my wife to spend more on Valentine's Day.
Tyler Barrows, CTV News, Calgary.
Coming up, another medal for Canada. We check in on today's Olympic results right after the break. This Monday, you can enjoy the Mayor's free Family Day skating party at the City Hall Rink of Dreams. The event is happening from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bring your skates and helmets and enjoy skating while listening to music from a live DJ. Skate rentals are also available on site, and there will be a free family fitness class and hot chocolate. Canadian speed skater Laurent Debroy won the bronze medal in the 500-meter long track speed skating event at the Olympics. Debroy broke the Olympic record with his time just to have it broken by 2 other skaters, pushing him to a 3rd-place finish. Now, this is the country's 6th Olympic medal all-time in the men's long track 500-meter. And Canada has advanced to the Olympic women's hockey semifinals with a 5-1 win over Germany. The quarterfinal victory featured the return of captain Marie-Philippe Poulin to the lineup after missing 2 games with a right knee injury. Team Canada will face the winner of Finland versus Switzerland in the semifinals.
The rule states that a rock can be removed if an official finds you in violation.
World Curling has weighed in after a verbal dispute between Canada and Sweden's men's curling teams at the Olympics. World Curling said it spoke with Canadian officials to issue a verbal warning to the Canadian men's team regarding the language used by Canadian Mark Kennedy during the game. The statement from World Curling says there were no violations recorded. Well, when we come back, we'll take a look at this sweet sight for Valentine's Day. That story right after the break.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Well, time to take a look at our wake-up weather tomorrow morning. A high of -9 degrees, feeling even colder with that wind chill, -24. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, you can see that the warmest day this week is going to be on Tuesday, getting up to a high of 6 degrees, and it's going to be staying pretty consistent. So if you want to get out on the canal, I think this weekend would be the perfect time to get out on Sunday with a high of -6, or Monday. We do have a chance of flurries throughout the day, but it's going to be a beautiful Family Day long weekend. Well, it is Valentine's Day around the world, and love was in the air and on the menu for the Lionesses at the Milwaukee County Zoo. The animals were treated to a roaring good Valentine's Day surprise. Zoo staff prepared heart-shaped treats that were quickly eaten up. Well, what a beautiful sight. That's CTV News for this Saturday, February 14th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. And you can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us tonight at CTV News, thanks for watching. Good night.